We are, in fact, back.
I always start talking before I get in front of the microphone. I start talking at like the back of the microphone.
And we're back with another review.
Perfect.
Another episode of Soundcheck with Pathos and Logos.
That's right. And we are,
Pathos and Logos.
we are in fact Pathos and Logos.
We're definitely those guys. We're not other guys.
Pathos and Logos in the, I wanted to say flesh, but I really want to be like, we're Terminators, bro.
But Pathos and Logos in holographic form.
There you go.
We're just weirdly shaped light without corporeal form, and we will haunt your dreams. Because it's Halloween, buddy.
Yeah, that's right.
Halloween.
That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
Halloween episode. That's big stuff. What are you doing for Halloween?
This
Episode, right?
This episode. Other than this episode, the truth is probably what I always do. It's funny, we did another episode that was going to be the Halloween we have 2 Halloween episodes. And what am I going to do with my time? Just watch horror movies, dude.
Same.
Just that's what I'm going to do. That's what we always do.
I bought 250 pieces of candy to hand out to the kids.
Did you?
Yeah, unless I eat it first.
Right.
So I'm going to hand out 250 pieces of candy, and then I'm going to watch The Thing like I always do on Halloween night.
Because you're a good person and you understand that that's the correct way for an adult to spend his time.
Only way to live.
So, hot discussion. Favorite Halloween candy, buddy? And we want comments too. Everybody let us know in the comments, what is your absolute top favorite type of Halloween candy? And we're doubling down. Halloween double down. What was the dopest thing you ever wore for Halloween?
Okay. So, favorite Halloween candy, man. I mean, this is probably just going to be too simple, but the Hershey's Kisses with almonds.
Ooh.
Good. Chef's kiss.
And I
Delicious.
feel like it has a nutrient profile as well.
A little bit. There's
You
some
know?
proteins in there.
A little
bud.
bit in there, dude.
Yeah, you can eat like 100 of them, do some push-ups.
That's right. Muscles built on almonds and chocolate.
That's right. Yeah, that's what Schwarzenegger did.
And famously, that's what Schwarzenegger did. Actually, 36% of Arnold Schwarzenegger's body weight is literally just chocolate and almonds.
Yeah, it'll get you there.
It's an Austrian thing.
I must be.
Yeah.
That's where they got the good chocolate.
You know that's right, dude.
What about you? What's your favorite Halloween candy?
So, I am a Butterfinger man. Oh, yeah, I'm a Butterfinger guy. Honorable mention, nerds. Right, love nerds. Nerds are dope. Definitely. Who's mad at a Snickers bar? I'm not mad at a Milky Way. But there's something about the flaky and chocolatey goodness of a Butterfinger bar that still sets my heart on fire.
It's crispity, it's crunchity, it's peanut buttery.
That's right.
It is Butterfinger.
Behold the exact words of the text.
Let's see, if we're doing honorable mentions, I got to go with them Starbursts.
Ooh, who's mad at a fucking star? Okay, here's my question.
Okay, I'm ready.
So I am a nosmic. My nose is purely cosmetic. It literally does nothing.
Can you take it on and off?
If it were that fucking easy, I swear to you, I would look like if it meant that I could breathe, I would look like the fucking crypt keeper half the time.
Would you have a different nose that you put on?
Oh, dude, are you kidding me? If I could do it Mr. Potato Head style, bro, I would be that would be. You'd never see me with the same nose twice, dude. You know what I mean? I would be rolling up to the function. Sometimes I would noses on noses, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
That's how we would do it. But the reason why I bring it up is I have a very clipped, truncated sense of taste. I don't taste very well. And I have often wondered whether or not every Starburst I eat tastes like Starburst to me.
It's just it's all red.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, roses are red, violets are red, everything is red.
That's, for those of you who don't know, that is the all-time best Christmas card. Is that what that was?
Oh, no, it was a Valentine's Day card.
Day
It was
card?
a child's depiction of Cyclops from the X-Men, just shooting just frowning, clearly dismayed, shooting his ruby laser beams out of his ruby lens. And that was what it was for Valentine's Day. Roses are red, violets are red, everything is red. So everything tastes red to me with Starburst. In your estimation, do they have different flavors?
Oh, yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's just different levels of citric acid and dye.
that red number, whatever it is.
69.
Red number 69.
That's right. Yellow number 2. Those are my favorite. Mix them together. What do you get? Orange 71.
And that'll be the name of our pop punk band that we're
There
about
it
to
is.
start.
That's a good one, yeah. I like that.
Orange 71.
How'd you guys come up with the name?
Well, you see. So that's great. And then, dopest thing that you were for Halloween. It's a beard stroker, guys.
Oh, I mean, I know this is tropey trope, but fucking Jason. I mean, come on.
Good. Well, that you should.
I think I showed the picture last week. I held my finger up like this, and I'll do it again this week. There will be a picture of.
There he is.
Teresa Neely supplied me with the photo.
That's correct.
This is me as Jason Voorhees.
It's still cool. Nothing
Approximately
has changed.
1989. Something like that.
Right, you are.
So thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Bob.
What about you?
So, alternately, for Halloween, for the entire duration of the time that I was celebrating Halloween, going out, getting candy, dressing up, I alternated annually between Superman and Dracula. Literally like ping pong back and forth. But for my 12th birthday, not 12th birthday, sorry, 12th Halloween, I should say.
Let's be honest. It was your birthday, too.
Born on October 31st. That would be sick. That would be tight. I was not, though. But for my 12th Halloween, so the band, They Might Be Giants.
Oh, yeah.
Right? They had that song Particle Man.
Yeah.
I was Particle Man for one Halloween. I made my own costume and stuff.
And you were Particle
I
Man?
was Particle Man for Halloween.
that's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it was fun. So, Butterfingers and Particle Man, dude.
Did anybody get it?
Precisely 0 human beings had any idea what I was.
Had
I
to
was
ask.
100% of the people who saw my costume asked me who and what I was. I had to explain myself many times that day.
Perfect.
So, yeah,
I'm
but
sure
it
that's
was
exactly what you wanted to do.
It's not for them, it's for me.
When you were going out and trick or treating, just last year, but
That's right.
when you would go out and trick or treat, would you like highlight or go to particular areas to go trick or treat?
There were definite spots that we would hit. There were like y'all know if you're I've been out in these streets trick or treating. You remember where the house is that has the best decorations.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You remember where the house is that gives out the full size candy bars, dude.
That's what I was just
You
thinking.
know, dude. Yeah.
Dude, one year we went to this place in Colorado down I think it's like Westminster or something like that. The neighborhood is called The Ranch. And I had just moved here. So it was my first Halloween in Colorado, and I'm going with my friends, and they're like, yo, we're going to go to The Ranch. Our mom is going to drop us off. We're gonna go to The Ranch. And I was like, okay, what's the big deal about The Ranch? And they're like, they give you full-size Mountain Dews. They give you king-size candy bars because they're rich. And so I was like, yeah, let's do this, And I totally thought they were exaggerating. Dude, they give you like bottles of soda and full-size candy bars while you're there. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is fucking great. I thought that's what all Halloween was like in Colorado. And then, like we had moved up north and went to my first like Halloween at Windsor. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Motherfuckers just giving you apples.
Yes, that's apples. Yes, dude. Or like, we picked these from our orchard. Here, have some apples, young child. Toothbrushes.
Toothbrushes.
Yep.
What a fuck.
Windsor's gotten it together since then. Okay. But when we moved here, I didn't have any choice in this. Yeah, you were getting apples, you would get toothbrushes.
Yeah. Those people gave Kyle toothbrushes for Halloween, and now they're dead. They're not.
They're not.
They're not dead. I'm sure that they're lovely people.
They are.
And
One of them was my dentist.
They're only concerned about your they're only concerned about your dental health. And now they're dead. Doubles down. Wasn't funny the first time. I go for it again. See if I can get that off a second time.
I only laughed the first time.
So, okay, buddy. This new thing that we've started. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, now, let me make sure that we're on the level here. We have balls in your court. Happy Halloween. Are we doing the ad right now, or are we doing our over under?
So you know what? This is the Pathos and this is Soundcheck with
This
Pathos
is Soundcheck
and Logos,
with Pathos
and we can
Logos.
do whatever the fuck we want.
You heard what the fucking man said, dude.
Yeah, we'll do whatever we want. You
we'll
hear
do
that,
what we
everybody?
want. Yeah, deal with it. The whole studio audience nodding in enthusiastic agreement.
Yes,
They understand. They get it.
So because we let's go ahead and pay the bills, man.
We're gonna pay these bills right now. Okay.
Yeah. Who's the sponsor for the week?
Oh, the sponsor for the week is actually us.
Oh.
Pathos and Logos' pet walking service. Yeah, hire us. We will walk your dog. We will take care of it, feed it. wash it. We will say affirming things to support its self-esteem. And we will try, operative word try, not to read too many passages from the Low Latin Olaus Wormius translation of the Necronomicon. Only the Aklo language section from page 700. We'll keep it strictly on page 700 so that your dog does not inadvertently open the gate and become Dog Sothoth and invite demons from the other side in to subjugate all of humanity.
Yeah, we will have none of that. As a matter of fact, maybe you even have exotic pets. Do you have an armadillo? Do you have a chinchilla? We will walk anything. Do you have a goldfish? We'll walk your goldfish. We will. We will walk your goldfish.
We're sluts for walk. We'll walk anything, dude.
Yes, this is a multi-organism environment here.
That's right.
Right? We are accepting of all species.
That's exactly right. We're very inclusive in that way. We will.
All species, all kingdoms, right? All genuses.
That's right.
And we can walk up to 8 of your exotic pets at once.
We will walk your Goliath bird-eating tarantula.
We will walk your barn owl.
We will walk your barn owl. We'll walk both of your barn owls.
Because some people have 2.
Yeah. They'll call you Jimmy Two Owls.
Yep.
Because you got 2 barn owls.
We'll walk your snake.
We'll walk your snake. We'll walk your millipede. We'll walk any species of bird. It doesn't just have to be the barn owls. We want to make very, very sure that that's clear. We will walk drawn depictions of animals. They can be fake. They can be made up. We'll walk your dragon. We'll walk your wyvern. We'll walk your favorite cryptid.
If you happen to identify as a koala and you just need, somebody to talk to, we will walk you.
We're there for you.
We are there for you.
We'll be there for you.
Yep. So contact Pathos and Logos, walk the city.
That's right.
And we can take care of that for you.
There you are. And now, back to the show.
Back to the show. What do you got on your mind, dude?
We got over under, buddy.
Over under.
We're talking about bands. This time we're talking about bands from the 90s. Are they overrated, underrated, or just rated? And we feel neutrally about them. First up, Soundgarden.
Now this is your favorite band, is it not?
Soundgarden held the championship belt for a very long time. They are the actual. So I say this all the time. I am a 1 to 3 records guy. Whatever's happening on that 4th record, it's like car blinkers falling out of sync. I'm no longer interested in what's going on. Some of my favorite bands, I literally only like just the 1 record. With the exception of Soundgarden. Soundgarden is the only band that I deliberately made a conscious effort to try and get my hands on 100% of their released material. Whether I did it or I didn't, I still tried. So Soundgarden was a big one for me, dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, for me, I've always thought Soundgarden was underrated. And the reason I say that is because if you compare them to their contemporaries, a lot of people would consider them to be a grunge band, right? They came out around the time.
Yeah.
And I guess when I go back and listen to Soundgarden, the songs are better, man. And they're cooler, they're better. Chris Cornell is probably the best singer of all of the grunge era singers.
Oh, out of the grunge era singers, without a doubt.
Yeah, an actual singer.
Yeah.
And so I gotta say Soundgarden, underrated, dude.
Well,
Like severely underrated.
Severely underrated. I would agree with you. I have to. Soundgarden, man, they were underrated. The again, other bands from the grunge era, and even like just like Nirvana. Nirvana seems to be the one that endures.
Yeah.
Like a 12-year-old kid right now knows who Nirvana is.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they necessarily know who Soundgarden was.
I would agree with that.
So, unfortunately, they might also know who Chris Cornell was as an individual, but Soundgarden as a band did not really. They don't seem to demonstrate that same staying power that you get from somebody like Nirvana from that era. But I got to agree with you: better musicianship, better songs. Or maybe not better, but just like there's a level of the most respectful way to put it. There's a level of craftsmanship that went into the Soundgarden songs. That it does not make them intrinsically better or worse than the other stuff from the grunge era, but there's definitely like you just think about something like Rusty Cage or
Blow Up the Outside
Blow Up
World.
the Outside World, Fell on Black Days.
Fell on Black Days.
Fell on Black Days, dude. The
Great
Day I
song.
Tried to Live.
Yeah.
There's method books that I teach out of, and there's sections in the book where it's like, oh, this section is in 15:8 or 15:4, and I have kids ask me like, when am I ever gonna? The Day I Tried to Live. I can cite a song where the fucking verse is in 15, dude.
Yeah, there you go. That's a
Like
good point.
it's not. I'm not going to tell you it happens all the time, but it is something that you should have at least like some familiarity with, because there you go. You can cite that example immediately.
Well, and I also hate to say it, but a lot of, we were talking about Nirvana, a lot of Cobain's lyrics, people kind of joke because they're sort of like throwaway lyrics,
Right.
It's just kind of whatever sounds good, at the time. Whereas Chris Cornell's lyrics are not that.
Yeah, Chris Cornell's lyrics, naked in the cold sun, breathing life like fire. Are you kidding? That sounds like the Aklo translation in the Necronomicon that we completely won't read to your dog. Yeah. So, yeah.
Good one.
Soundgarden, dude, Soundgarden.
Underrated.
Okay. Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam. Okay. Dude, I've never been a big Pearl Jam fan. 10, when that one came out, I guess, sort of a little bit. So I'm going to say that Pearl Jam is overrated, dude. Never got on the Pearl Jam train.
Never hopped on the caboose of the Pearl Jam train. I would give you overrated. I do want to give a little bit more respect on the 10 front. I got into that record, the 10 record, before I was a drummer. Despite the fact that I sound like I smoke fucking 15 packs a day, I used to have a high, thin voice over which I had much more control. I sang since the time I'm a little kid. And I got into that music at a time where I wasn't even playing drums yet. I liked the sound of Eddie Vedder's voice. So I will give them 10, and I'll even give them the Versus record. By the time it got to Vitology, there was only like a couple of songs on that personally that I liked. Yeah. Again, dude, they're Pearl Jam. Yeah. Like, they can still fill up a venue. There's people,
they're still going strong today.
They're still going strong today. They've been going. But to me, overrated. Yeah. They had a distinct and unambiguous window, and that window closed. and so, I mean, kudos to them. They're still going.
Yeah.
But you're not going to catch me picking up a Pearl Jam record from like last year.
I haven't gone back on a Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
Ever.
So, to close up our over-under session here, buddy, recording artists, REM.
REM. Okay. That's a good one, man. So I think I told you I got to meet REM back in the day.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did, didn't you?
Yeah, I got to meet Michael Stipe, specifically with like hair.
He was still hair, Michael Stipe?
He had like an afro.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
dude.
I'll never forget it. Dad had to remind me because Dad, his sister, worked at the venue or the bar that they were playing at. And so we had gone out to visit. And then years later, he was like, oh yeah, don't you remember meeting this guy? And he showed me the picture from that night. And dude had hair. Yeah, for sure. But that was REM from back in the day in Georgia. And anyway, so I'll say, dude, I loved REM. I had all the REM records back then, dude. Fucking. So I would actually say I don't think you hear enough about REM anymore. So I'm going to say REM is underrated.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I am going to invoke the rated. They enjoyed tremendous success.
For a period of time, they had the largest advance of any band as far as a record deal goes.
That's true.
For the Monster record.
Oh, that's right.
I think they got that from Warner Brothers, and it was like $20 million.
You can buy a lot of Butterfingers with that, buddy. You can
King
buy
size, too.
King size. You can buy a lot of Starburst with 20 mil, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Wow, I forgot about that.
Yeah. So it's for me, I think my experience with REM was this is a phenomenon that I think about constantly because it just seems to come up over and over and over again, where there can be music that you're exposed to at a certain age, at a certain time in your life, and you maybe feel neutrally about it, or maybe you straight up don't like it, but then years go by and you become an adult, you have all this life experience, and you didn't realize it, but that music that you like felt neutrally about, or maybe you didn't even like it at the time, dismissed it, but it still has the hand impression in the clay of a moment in your life. And that was REM for me. REM to me was like a band that I heard in elevators. It was like a band that I heard like at the dentist's office.
Sure,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But then years go by, and then all of a sudden I was out somewhere and I heard the one I love. And I was like, my feelings. It's all of a sudden. I was all like, do I like REM now? It was actually, full disclosure, the same thing with me and Tom Petty. Like, Tom Petty died, and then there was all, R.I.P., dude.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of talk about Tom Petty in the news, and I wasn't really like a Petty guy, and I started to like feel Petty feelings, dude. It was all like, damn, like, oh, okay.
Dude, my wife and I, it's so funny you bring up Tom Petty, because my wife and I we were discussing Tom Petty specifically this last week.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, because for whatever reason, I put on the Wildflowers CD, and
it's a good
dude,
record. It's a good record.
she hated it.
She didn't like it.
She was like, what is this? Oh, my ears. She's like rolling down the windows and like trying to turn it off. I'm turning it up. And I'm like, oh, you got to like, let's try this song. And she's like, it's the worst thing I've ever heard. And so
To each their own.
To each their own. I know. That's what I said. I was like, have you never heard Tom? She'd never heard Tom Petty, dude. Ever, not once. Wow. So her first experience was the Wildflowers record.
Wow. And, well, hey.
She was mortified. She was mortified.
Well, you know what, dude? But sometimes it's the time that you hear it, too.
Yeah.
Hot take, you can be as mad at me as you want for this, y'all, but I saw Dumb and Dumber 15 or 20 years after it came out. Not funny. Not funny to me. Not at that time. Get mad at it. Get mad. But it was because it's not that it's a bad film, but the person that I was at that point in my life just didn't align with that style of humor. I saw other movies that were like that at the time. Fucking hilarious. That would be an immortal movie to me if I saw it when it dropped.
Yeah, when you were 10 or something
right,
like that.
dude, yeah. But I missed the boat on it, dude. I missed. So, yeah, it's the music and the quality of the art and stuff, but I do think that it is also the time that you're exposed to it as well.
So then for REM for you is just rated.
They have a rating. I can say, because I don't want to call them underrated per se, because, dude, again, the biggest advance, $20 million, they were very successful. And I think that they definitely deserve the accolades that they got, the money, the success, and everything like that they got. But just sort of like, for me, it was sort of like a late stage conversion. So, just rated.
Yeah. Okay, I'll go with that. I'll give you that one. Well.
This summer.
The LaFontaine.
Don LaFontaine. That's right. Remember that Geico commercial that he did?
That's great.
Don LaFontaine. It's so fun to do.
It is, isn't it? Well, I was just going to say it's guest time.
Guest time.
What if you introduced our guest as Don LaFontaine?
Okay, I got you. Okay. Put it together. Musician out of the Denver area. He plays in Takipnik. He plays in Circling Over. Both had CD release parties recently. He's good looking, he's tall and mysterious. Ladies and gentlemen, it is our exquisite pleasure to introduce Bobby Malone.
Last night.
That's right. You had the Takipnik CD release show just last night, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Bobby, how
Congratulations on that,
Yeah,
by the way.
congratulations.
Thank you.
To the you know what, dude? Since we're talking about
LaFontaine
LaFontaine,
forgot to show the record.
I forgot to show the record.
It is never too late.
Never too late. Guys, we have the Takipnik Awakened record. The CD release, I'm being very careful. Very careful
Will
indeed.
it stay? It will stay.
It will stay.
There
It's staying.
is. For now, it has stayed.
Move my coffee out of the way. Keep the coffee from falling on the record. So, show was good.
It was good.
It was good.
It was great. It was fun.
That's wonderful. Now, actually, we have another illustrious guest. We have Jess from Orna. Hi, Jess. She's sitting in the audience.
Hi, Jess.
Orna played with you guys as well last night.
Absolutely.
So, good turnout, good show.
It was a good turnout. It was we had some other competing shows down the street, you know. But,
There
you know,
always
it
are.
always is.
Welcome to Denver,
Yeah,
right?
welcome to Denver. We should have, booked it in, South Dakota, but no, it was great though. Really, really great people, great turnout, and I had a little special surprise. I had cloak people.
Ooh, cloak. That is relevant to our interests.
I would also agree. That is relevant to our interests. What do you mean by cloak people? Explain.
Human beings wearing cloaks.
Oh, that's it.
They weren't like citizens who physically were unto themselves cloaks, anthropomorphic cloaks moving and floating around. They were populated by humans.
Got it.
Humans were on the inside of the cloaks.
Well, what brought the cloak people out?
I thought it was a good theme for Halloween, and
Yeah.
also the closing of our album is... So the album is structured with... We started with a song titled Dawn. So we had to close it with a song titled Dusk. Naturally.
Dusk.
And Dusk is an instrumental closer of the album.
Yes.
As mentioned. But anyway, it gets kind of epic, and I thought it was... I don't know... I get these thoughts to me that come to me when I'm walking my dogs or
Always.
or laying in bed trying to sleep.
That's right.
Which I'm not good at. I'm good at thinking while I'm trying to sleep. Anyway, it just kind of came to me to have some people come out in these cloaks, and we had them wearing candles.
That's what
Holding candles. The candle people.
The candle people.
Yeah, so we shot for about 15 and I think we ended up with 12 in the end.
That's
But,
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, 12. There's a power in that number. There's something
Yes,
to
there
that.
is.
Huh. That's good. That it should end up being 12. I like that. That's cool. And I mean, you're talking to two guys that built an entire spirituality system around art and music. So, yeah, cloaks and candles are definitely relevant to our interests.
Into it.
Yeah. Well, that's marvelous, man. That's what a wonderful thing that the show went so well, and the power, the Kabbalistic and telestic power of the candle people. That's great. So then, the record is available. What are all of the formats that the album is available on, Bobby?
I was going to do CDs and cassettes. I decided not to.
Okay.
So I just went with vinyl, and I love it. It sounds fantastic. Ended up pressing through Precision Records.
Oh, okay.
Great quality control, honestly.
That's awesome.
We got 5 test pressings. We listened to them like 50 times. I'm like, I'm sure. He's like, sure, I'll side B again, side A. No, they were great.
Yeah.
And it's pretty.
It sure is.
So, it's a 180 gram, 3-color variant. The colors of the vinyl are actually based off of the schema of the alley picture.
Oh, that's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That's cool. Should we take out let the people see the disc?
Unleash the vinyl.
Oh yeah.
Unleash the vinyl.
Show. Yeah. Let's see.
We're gonna be very careful here.
Are there multiple variants as far as color variants?
No, only one variant in this case.
Oh, sick! Look at that.
Yeah, that's right. The cover. Look at this.
Okay.
Oh, Bobby, this is awesome,
Yeah,
dude.
that looks
Look at
great,
this.
dude.
Oh, I love it.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
It even sounds good.
And it even sounds good.
You can eat pizza on it, frisbee.
I love it.
Or just experience the majesty of it. Rippling with power. Charged with a mystical energy that I'm sure was out in force in the spirit of the Halloween season last night at the show.
Hello, people.
Candle people. It was awesome.
They actually pressed the record.
They united in a circle, recited an incantation, and then the record just manifested into
That's
existence.
exactly.
You
Yep.
go and pull one of the cloaks off. It's just a stack of those records underneath. It's not even a person.
It's a critter standing on top of it.
Wait a minute, where did all those people go? People? This hasn't been a venue for 30 years. What?
The new episode of Twin Peaks.
That's right. Yes. Twin Peaks is back, and it's Bobby's new record. Bobby, I wanted to ask you this question, and I'm sure that you get this question a lot. Takipnik is such an original name. What was the origin of the name of the band?
Yeah. So it's actually a medical term.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So this band has a weird history. So honestly, it started out as a 2-piece indie pop, kind of electro indie pop thing. I wasn't even the original singer.
Oh, no shit.
Small little chapter. I don't even talk about it much. I used to kind of like sort of put it under the rug a little bit because it was very short-lived. But anyway, back when I was trying to come up with a name, I was dating a nurse at the time, and she goes, "What about Takipnik?" And I'm like, "What the hell is that?" Well, tachypnea, it means to breathe fast. This is the adjective form Takipnik, and it's phonetically spelled a little different.
No shit.
Yeah, but pronounced the same way.
How do you like that?
And it was available. So, yeah.
You gotta love that.
Yeah.
If it's available.
And then people go, "Oh, so you're in circling over and yeah, so how's circling over?" I've literally had people do that before, because they can say that one.
Right.
I think the first time you had told me about Takipnik, I was like, what? Say that to me again? Especially in a venue, right? Because it's like, I see your lips moving, but I'm not sure what words are coming out of your mouth.
That happens.
Yeah, so he had to explain it to me outside. I was like, oh, okay, I got it now.
Yeah,
That's
I always
awesome.
kind of think like the word, like, I'll say like, think like picnic, maybe like with a to picnic. And then change it a little bit, of course. But
Right. Yeah, you'll be in the ballpark.
yeah, I'm just giving you a little boost to the cookie jar of pronouncing my band name.
That's right.
We've lived that before. Paul and I, before this band, played in a band called The Caveat. And so how many times were we introduced as The Caveat?
Sunshine Studios is proud to present The Caveat.
There you go. Yep.
Thanks, y'all.
Yep, perfect. So
I don't want no shade to Sunshine Studios. If anything, that's the point. They have bands in there all the time.
oh yeah, we
just
just pulled that one out of thin air or whatever. We played there, I think, but
We did.
But we can relate, man. Like it goes deep. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. But it is a cool name, and thank you for that explanation. It makes it more multidimensional for me.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, okay, it's like a medical thing. That's cool.
Yeah, our Westward interview, the guy literally admitted to us that he spent about 20 minutes practicing it before the interview. And I was like, well, it's in your head now.
That's right.
Tattooed right on in there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lift off the skull cap. You can see it right there in the egg. That's cool as fuck, dude. So now you had said you're not the original singer of this band.
Yeah.
What is sort of the history of the group?
Yeah, so originally I was making music with a friend, and we had done some like acoustic things in the past, and I wanted to do something more just electrified, apparently. Or apparently, I don't know. And so I came up with this idea, sort of loosely basing it on like the Fantagram idea, girl, keys, singing, programmed electric beats, guitar, not really like the same style of songs necessarily, but sort of that band schema. And yeah, it was very short lived though. Played a couple of shows and that was it. And it sort of lived and died very quickly.
Right.
And the last show we played was at Cervantes, and there was a guy I knew that I invited to the show, and he was in the audience, and he liked what we were doing, and he happened to work in the same building I did, so I ended up approaching him or talking to him a little bit about it, and it turns out he was a drummer, and I was sort of sitting on the empty shell of what was the band, not knowing if it was going to be a thing anymore or whatever.
Right.
Because, like I said, it didn't really go anywhere. And I don't know, got my gears turning a little bit and came back and I was like, hey, would you like to maybe try getting together a little bit? And I was like, well, because I knew he was a singer as well. I was like, maybe we can start doing something kind of similar.
Yeah.
Kind of that, but with a little bit of a different setup,
Oh.
So we got together and it didn't go anything like that at all. In a good way, though.
Right.
Yeah. He, I always say I like drummers who hit,
Right.
and he hit.
That's awesome.
He hit well. Open up them gates, when you're recording, right?
Yes, sir.
But yeah, so he hit really well, and and I'm naturally more of a metal guy anyway.
Yeah.
This was a very weird thing for me to do, but it was good. It was a good flex in a new direction.
Yes.
But kind of going back to what I lean on mostly is doing something heavier. So we kind of got more into like a heavy rock thing, and that was February of 2020, and I did a studio consultation with Brad Smalling at Evergroove Studio. I didn't know him yet at the time.
Right.
And that was in July, so a matter of just months later. And then a few months after that, we cut the first record.
Okay.
So yeah, we moved really quickly.
Hot damn.
Yeah. So, and then anyway, so that went on, and then we recorded the second record about a year and a half later. It took forever to finish it though, and to that there was. He got into some stuff and went kind of dark, and then got sober, and then became angry at the world.
Right.
So yeah, we ended up splitting, and during that time, that's when Ethan Cotel, who is a former engineer at Evergroove Studios, he was actually taking pictures while I was tracking guitar at the studio,
Oh, no shit.
and we just clicked instantly. And
Yeah.
I've known him since. He's like my brother. So
That's awesome.
he ended up joining the band, and right after the second record came out.
That's great.
So anyway, yeah, and he co-wrote this with me. So
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah.
Man, I'm just happy anytime. I mean, like, obviously you were just explaining the travails and somebody has like a problem and then became angry at the world. It's a journey for all of us in one way or another. But man, I love like the success story of like, and now we have our personnel, and now like we just played the CD release. Here's our album release show. Here it is. You get to look at it with your eyes. Kyle and I have been in a number of different bands together, and it's not a mistake that we're just two dudes, because as you well know, you don't need us to tell you, just trying to get, or you either, Jess, that trying to assemble your personnel, it's you need a drummer or you need a keyboard player, whatever it may be, and just it's such a careful balance. They have to be able to perform the material. There's got to be like creative upward mobility. You've got to be able to envision it moving in the direction that you want it to go, presumably up. You have to vibe with the person, man. There's so much that has to go into that. So I'm just like, fucking right on, dude. That's awesome. Here we are, culminating in the release of the album just last night. That's awesome.
And so you actually worked with the old drummer in the same building?
So I work in software. I'm in tech. Okay. And my last building was sort of like one of them, like Facebook. You can ride around bikes and scooters. There's a bar. There's an arcade. And there was a restaurant in there as well. He worked in the restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was going to say,
yeah.
what a small fucking world, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's
So that's
awesome.
how I met him. Right.
Okay, sweet.
I had asked this of Tony when Tony was on the show a couple of weeks ago. Obviously, you have Circling Over, you have Takipnik, and I have become, as we've been doing as Soundcheck proceeds, I find myself increasingly curious about the music that you make with Takipnik and the music that you make with Circling Over. Artists typically have a very broad spectrum of music that they enjoy. Like Kyle and I play in in a metal band, but he loves Sade. Cigarettes and Coffee by Otis Redding is one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard in my entire life. You know what I mean? There's a lot of stuff that you like. So in terms of the overall spectrum of music that you enjoy, how much of that landscape is covered by the music you make with Circling Over and with Takipnik? Is it like most of what you're into?
Mostly, yeah, I would say so. I'm also a blues guy, and I got to tell you, I don't have time to do it. And I have actually a third project I want to tell you guys about.
I love that.
I'm leaving for Norway in 2 weeks to record an album.
No.
Yeah.
That was the sickest fucking
dropped.
combination of words. I'm leaving for Norway in 2 weeks to record a project.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk about it. I've told some people, but it's kind of under the covers. But the other thing, though, to address that question, I have this other project that I haven't actually done anything with, though, called Burnt Chicken and Beer Cans.
Ooh.
We haven't done anything yet. It's just the empty container of what will be like a dirty blues band. I just need to not have a job so I can find time.
That's right. Yeah, simple as that. Just we get rid of the. It's really your job is communing with the divine through creativity. Damn it, that's your job.
That's a good segue, though, because this tends to come up with our other guests. What do you do to keep the lights on?
In terms of
day job.
Feeding myself.
Yeah.
I'm an engineering manager, so I engineer a team of software engineers for an IoT monitoring platform for basically assets that are typically like generators, light towers, and things of that nature. So we basically collect the telemetry data through a ingestion of cloud through gateway devices.
No shit.
Yeah.
That is. Again, another thing that I'm fascinated with, I am a very peculiar creature. My brain works a certain way. I'm definitely like the space cadet flitty witty artist type. I've been giving music lessons for 100 years. I'm ensconced in the arts. That's what I do. And so what you just described, I'm like, how do you get it? It's so alien to the way that my mind works and my professional experience base. Like, how do you come to that, Bobby? How do you become that position? How do you enter that position?
Yeah, I always like to say, someone's path, the line is squiggly.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's, some people are like, grow up and like, I want to be a fireman, and they become a fireman. Those people are weird. Because, our experiences shape us.
That's right.
Right? So I will say, I originally started working in food, and I started working very young, and just because I wanted to buy gear.
Right.
I'm serious. Even as a young age, I wanted a stereo.
You
I wanted I still have my first analog Ibanez delay pedal. I don't think it works, but I can fix it.
But you have it.
But I still have it. And I just remember how special that was. And I remember thinking, well, if I hook this up and then I'd take my microphone and put it up to the woofer, will I trap sound with delay? And I think Robert Fripp did something like this at some point. But anyway, I had that curiosity as a child, right? Like I remember recording something on a cassette tape and taking out the cassette tape, my guitar, right? I think it was like something Hendrix did, an experience where he has his guitar backwards. And I was like, that's cool. So I record my guitar into a boombox and I pull out the cassette tape. Well, the only cassette tape I had was 90 minutes. You know, where the spool is filling up all the real estate.
Right.
So I take it apart and I re-reeled that thing. I feel like it took me like a few hours, and I put it back together and I put it in my boombox and hit play. This is a long time ago, right? Dating myself here. And I pressed play and my guitar was backwards, and I was like, "Wow, that's amazing."
That's cool as fuck.
Yeah. Wait, I steered off your question a little bit.
You're
put me
brother.
back on the rails.
We're here for you, homie. Wherever the winds take you, sir.
We always always find it kind of interesting to find out what musicians are doing to feed themselves when they're not out on tour or playing and stuff like that. And I can say everybody who's been on the show has had a wildly unique job where we're always like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, actually, I got myself back on the rails with that. Thank you. So, I worked in culinary for a long time. I worked all the way up to being an executive chef at a fine dining restaurant. Like, I had a two-top of Bill Gates and Warren Buffett from
Berkshire Hathaway.
Yeah, Berkshire Hathaway. Yeah, I'm a little tired. Roads. So anyway, that was really cool. But I was burning myself out a little bit, and also getting in trouble, partying, and whatnot. And I was like, this ain't sustainable. It's fun,
You're right.
but it wasn't sustainable. Like, and plus, being a chef, you watch these food TV things, whatever. It looks very glamorous, but reality is like 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. A lot of times, you know what I mean?
Dude.
At least that's how I was working. So anyway, I decided to get into electrical engineering, and I had someone kind of influence me with that, but the backing thing with it is like, I could make guitar pedals. That was originally something like that nature. So there's always been this element of music somewhere around what I was doing, whether it was just making money to buy the stuff or possibly having a career that pertained to it a little bit like that. So that's originally what I got into engineering school for.
Okay.
So, but after engineering school, well, I realized there wasn't really much money in making pedals. There's not, and it's kind of a saturated market, although now there's been a billion pedals released since I thought that. So,
Yeah.
Right.
they're like, we'll change this capacitor and, a little potentiometer adjust and give it some new paint and there's a new pedal. But,
Right.
but that's how the world works, though. That's how recipes evolve in food, too. So anyway, I ended up getting into software because it was just, just better money. I could take care of myself better. I wasn't even a computer guy. When I moved to Colorado in 2005, I had to ask someone to show me how to send an email. I'm not even kidding. And now I'm a software engineering manager.
That's great.
That is great, dude. And again, that's just fascinating to me. It's like, I don't want to say that I'm like not adaptable, but I'm just such like, I draw this comparison all the time. I'm like one of those creatures on the Galapagos Islands that I thrive there, but I don't know what the hell I would do anywhere else. I had a side hustle for about a year and a half or so, very recently out in Boulder. Loved the company, loved the people that I worked for. The whole team was great, but it was the first non-music job that I had of any kind in like 20 years or something like that. I'm just very so to hear you the mission statement, whether it was in the forefront or in the background, just like, I want access to the stuff that I want from music, and be like, well, I'll do this. I mean, you actually know I'm going to get into this because I could make pedals, or, I'll take this job so that I can have more money, take better care of myself. That's fascinating to me.
Do you make any of your own pedals or any of your own gear?
I did for a bit. I'm not really interested to anymore.
Oh, right. No?
Well, yeah, I did it for a little while, and it's been a long time. I think the last pedal I made was 2011. Oh, geez. Okay. But I was also, I get accused of this. I don't make things easy. I was printing the circuit boards, hand drilling them. Oh, geez. Yeah, I was going through the whole thing. So, but I made a Ross compressor, a couple the tube screamers, modded a little bit, and I think I did like a Texas Overdrive or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just stuff like that. Yeah. A lot of the classics,
Yeah.
So.
I feel like I'm reading each other's minds here. Both of us are intent on asking if there's any piece of gear that you've made that you would consider to be essential to your sound.
No. Honest, yeah. No, I guess I don't even trust my own builds because none of them are on my board.
Right.
But I've really condensed my board down a lot. At first I was doing like, the Helix. I was using that for my time bass, and then at one point I was using most of my stuff in the Helix. Yeah. Helix is not even around anymore. Oh, no now shit. I'm back to just analog pedals and condense, but with the Maris pedals, where it's like the last delay you'll ever buy, the last reverb, and then I get it, and I'm using 2 presets on each, and that's it.
That's it.
I'm a bit of a set it and quit it guy. I really am. I like to think more about like here than down there.
Right.
So. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I'm not much of a person that's, what do they call it, like a tone searcher, you know what I mean? I don't spend a lot of time doing that stuff. If it sounds good, then that's great, right? Just kind of move on with it. But I don't have the patience for, being like, well, what if we put this together and put that together and yada, yada, yada. If it already sounds good, which it kind of should, right? Kind of just coming out of your hands. Right. It should already sound good. I don't know. Like, I don't, like you, a couple presets, these sound great. Let's roll with it, man. You know, I heard Stephen Carpenter from the Deftones is actually, he was using, what was it, Axe Effects, I think, for quite a while. And he had all these, you know, specific programs and what do they call them? Scenes programmed. And eventually he said it started sounding really thin. And he went back and just deleted everything that he had done and gone back to the original presets. He's like, that's fucking it, dude. That's what I'm using. Yeah. And so, I don't know, sometimes that's the best, you know?
It feels to me like any point of interest for an artist or a creative person. If you're tone chasing, if you're chasing that dragon, it's got to be born of passion. You know what I mean? Like you said, you're like, I don't know it's not, you know, oh, it sounds good. Okay, good. Got it. Lock it in. We're good. You know, but I know there are people who like that stuff or who just feel drawn to that. And if I think at the end of the day, if it makes you happy, you know.
Yeah. Is there a particular piece of gear that you would say is your favorite piece of gear?
Currently, it's probably my baritone, the Reverend baritone. I really like that. I would say probably my favorite guitar, which I haven't actually touched in a long time, is my Fender Strat. I love it, but it's not for the bands I'm in right now, right? You know, it's sort of my blues guitar, and I actually went and got a Univibe a while back, you know, so I can get that Band of Gypsies sound.
Ah, okay.
That's one of my favorite albums.
See, now you touched on that, man. I wanted to ask you about that. So again, circling back to the subject of the sort of the plurality of sounds and styles that everybody likes, I am also a blues guy, man. You know, like really, actually, I'm not afraid to commit to this. I will say this on camera. For as much as I love the music that Kyle and I make together and the long history of love that I have for metal music, my natural metal, I will always pursue it. I will always practice it. I always want more out of it and more out of myself. I want to be able to do it at a higher and better level. Always, always, always. I am an everyday practicer, and I will always be. But as time is going on, I'm realizing more and more metal is like learning to ride a bicycle backwards for me. My natural thing, jazz, blues, funk, you know what I mean? That's my organic thing that just sort of, I gravitate to that naturally. And so I guess you as a blues man, right? I almost lost the plot there. Who are your blues cats? Who do you like in the blues?
You know, honestly, it's probably a very generic answer, but I don't care. I love Hendrix a lot.
Well, Hendrix is dude.
Yeah.
He's the icon that he is for a reason.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, it just, you know, some of the later recordings he was doing, I think he was just pushing boundaries. Like some of it, you're hearing metal riffs at times, and you know, he's kind of this R&B blues guy, but some of the and I'm like, what is that?
Right.
This is the late 60s, man.
And you have this dude who's like herald, you know, along with other artists, Black Sabbath and stuff like that, is making his contribution to like heralding metal, dude.
Yeah. And you know, I've never really been able to pursue the blues thing. You know, it's always been sort of like a thing on the side. So, you know, maybe I'm an imposter or something. I don't know.
No,
but, you know, we all, but yeah, it's that thing that I want to do that I don't have time to do that eventually I will do, you know, at some point. So
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I was going to say, so then is the Strat going with you to Norway in 2 weeks for the recording session?
So Norway is actually going to be a post-metal project.
Okay.
Yeah. If you don't mind, I'll just talk about it real quick.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I love it.
So basically the story was I was trying to make a new Takipnik booking in Norway for the next record.
Oh. And
it sort of fell through with the people in my band to be able to go. And the reason I found this place actually is because my love of Cult of Luna, and I found that they did, I think Dawn to Fear was recorded there and possibly another album. So it's on an island in Norway. It's Ocean Sound Studio. It's rated one of the top 10 studios in the world. Have you heard of it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Very, very gorgeous place. I just really wanted to go there. And I love audio engineering too, a lot. Something I've spent a lot of time learning and studying as well.
Yeah.
I just honestly like it. I'm not trying to pursue it as a career or anything. Maybe it'll happen. I don't know, but I just like it.
Yeah.
So I look at studios a lot. I just find studios special.
Yeah.
And I looked at that place and I was like, damn. I was like, wow. And so I always call it my morning coffee hour. Where I'm like kind of looking on the internet or answering emails, whatever. And I just kept opening that webpage and looking at it. I was like, wow, I really want to go there. So anyway, I started the conversation with my band. Didn't work out. And I was like, damn, I still want to go there.
Yeah.
And so I was actually in LA with Brad Smalling from Evergroove, and we ran into someone that he knows, Greg Keening from The Hated.
Oh.
And I was off getting us drinks, and I come back, and Brad goes, Greg will go to Norway. And I'm thinking initially, I'm like, well, you didn't even ask me, Brad. But I didn't say it.
Right.
But and I look at Greg, and I know I've met Greg, and I didn't know him well at the time, but I've met him a few times. And he goes, yeah, if you need a bass player, just let me know, man. And I was like, okay, yeah, cool. I'm kind of like not sure how to react at first.
Right.
I was like, I mean, it was very nice of him to offer, but I didn't know if I was actually going anymore and that kind of thing. It was just a sort of a pipe dream at this point.
Right.
And then so we ended up like walking back to our Airbnb, and it just hits me. I was like, Brad, you're a genius. I don't need Takipnik. I just need a band.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I was ahead of you on that.
Good to have,
You
good to have,
don't say.
good to have those kinds of friends around.
Yeah. And so, what I left out though is Ethan Cotel, who I co-wrote this with, he was always on board to go. So
Yeah.
I had him. Now I have a bass player.
Yes.
I have no drummer. So Brad got a list of names that he knows. From bands and whatnot.
Yeah.
Some that he's worked with or done consultations with, whatnot. And I went through them, and I found one of them, Matriarch, with Jeff. I'll probably butcher his last name if I say it, but anyway, there was this one video where it was like just 5 seconds of him drumming on Instagram. I mean, it was literally not even 5 seconds.
Right.
And I just saw the way, like, remember I said it? I like those that hit.
Yeah.
He hit well, and you could just tell this guy just had his shit together. I
Yeah.
was like, I want him.
Yeah.
Brad, find me Jeff's number. And he sends a message, so he sends a message to someone else in the band. He goes, can you send me Jeff's phone number? It's about recording in Norway. That's all it was. So Jeff ends up getting this and gets back to Brad, and we got an email, and then we ended up doing a call. And he was asking me a lot of questions. He was curious about what the project was, and I explained it to him and everything. And we get done with the call, or we get towards the end of the call after he goes, okay, now that you've addressed all of my concerns and questions, I'm probably going to get off the phone here and freak out because this is like awesome. I was like, I found the right guy. Now we haven't had much time because we're all busy. We're all in multiple bands. Like everyone in this project's in, except for Ethan right now, but like he's in multiple projects.
Yeah.
So it's been really hard to get ready. So it's been kind of like when it's time to go to bed, write a little bit for Norway.
Right.
But anyway, so we basically have dummied out about, I think we're on like 6 or 7 songs now.
Oh, shit.
And then, so on Sundays, we've just been tracking Jeff with the demos and at my house because I have a studio set up at home, of course, too. So we leave in 2 weeks, and we're going to be at Ocean Sound Studios for 5 days.
Oh, that's so fucking cool.
It sleeps
dude.
8, so we'll be there the whole time. There's a
that's-
kitchen and everything.
Yeah,
So,
it's a full service studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
great. That's going
Yeah.
to be so much fun.
yeah.
That's so cool.
So yeah, and that's the project, and it's going to be titled Thalen's Wake.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
Okay, sweet.
So it's a side project.
Are you guys going to do like all of the recording there in 5 days?
We're planning on it.
Planning on
Yeah.
it. Okay, sweet.
So-
That's going to be tight.
That
Yeah,
is,
I'm
dude.
excited.
And I think for again artists and stuff, you find that this particular studio, you're saying the name of it, you're not looking at Kyle Kyle's like, you know that one, And, they are almost like, not almost, sacred spaces. There's important work that happens. It's almost like a church in a way. You go there to kind of have this spiritual experience. And it just sounds fascinating to me. It sounds like I can tell how like pumped you. Yeah, I'm gonna get off the phone and freak out.
Yeah, and we're also Brad Smalling's flying with us.
Oh no shit!
I'm actually bringing my engineer.
Oh,
That's
there you go.
awesome.
And good friend too. So yeah, it's special.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna be his birthday as well, and Ethan's.
Oh, okay, sweet.
Yeah, not on the same day, but while we're there, both of their birthdays happen. So it's just it's
Very auspicious.
It's going to
Dude.
be partying in Norway. That's
partying. You mean working?
working.
Yes,
that's of course what I mean.
literally nothing but work the entire time. I can't help but momentarily reflect on just like the combination. Like, can somebody get this message to Jeff? It's about recording in Norway. Like, Jeff could be dead and he'd rise from the grave. Recording in Norway, you say? I'll be there.
What are the details? I don't even care. Just tell me when to be there.
The bonds holding his atoms together will dissipate and he'll teleport to the fucking studio. Recording in Norway, dude? Are you kidding? That's awesome. That's great.
That's a good segue. Is there any, since you come from an engineering background, is there a particular engineer or producer that you would love to work with?
That's a good question. I guess I haven't really had that. Maybe I just haven't given any like thought.
No, it's no Andy Sneaps or Terry Dates of the world.
No, not really. I mean, I would say yes, but I haven't really like focused on anyone in particular. I've tended to work with Brad a lot since I've been doing this, just because, like, I don't know, I understand him, and he's great. But yeah, when you start kind of putting people on a, those others on the like sort of pedestals, and as some of these people, like did their Nirvana album, and suddenly their phone's ringing off the hook or whatever,
For me, I've always loved the way Terry Dates drums sound.
Yep.
Like regardless of band, regardless of which album it is, like if he's the producer or the engineer on the record, like the drums are always just going to sound fucking fantastic.
which is very important.
Very, very, very important. Very important. For a heavy music band, they got to be right. Kyle, I was going to say, we were talking with Derek about the Suicide Cages record, right? And you had, Derek had mentioned about how Will Putney did work on the Suicide Cages record. And just like, I think about that sometimes, like you as an engineer know certain of the like poker tells of certain engineers that you keep pace with. You're like, oh yeah, Will Putney worked on this, Terry Date did the drums on this.
I do. I feel like, it's kind of like musicians, right? Engineers also and producers also kind of develop their own like unique sounds and stuff like that. I forget the guy who was working with Fear Factory there forever. I want to say it's like Rise or something like that, RHYS. But I mean, very noticeable and distinguishable production style.
Right.
I mean, because Fear Factory had worked with other producers before they worked with him. Like they worked with Ross Robinson.
Right.
That record did not sound anything like the other Fear Factory
Right.
records. So.
Yeah. Fascinating process.
Yeah, sometimes it takes an engineer or a producer to like put a stamp on a band in that way.
What are your guys' thoughts too with a lot of like modern metal records? We're kind of getting further away from natural drums, sample stacks and all that kind of thing. Because sometimes when I go back to like a '90s record or something like Faith No More, Epic
sure.
and whatnot, and in that era, it's just like when you get more in that sort of, possibly recorded to tape as well. I love like really good sounding drums, but like where they're still like organically done. You can listen to some of these like very produced modern records, and they're not breathing. You kind of lose that push and pull and those kinds of things. And I'm a guy, I'm playing to a click on stage. So but you can kind of you can still give a human element to it.
Oh,
Like,
for
you know,
sure.
it's just a North Star. But some of the, group editing and everything that's done on like modern records and sample stacks, I kind of feel like we lose a little bit, but I don't know. I'm curious what your thoughts are.
Well, you know what, Kyle? What do you think about that? Because I have my thoughts about it, but what does Kyle Neely think?
I think it's one of those things like it started out where engineers started doing like drum samples and stuff like that. As far as back on tape, I mean, we used to do that. I remember doing that shit. And eventually, like every part of the record, every instrument in the record got to be louder and louder and louder and louder and louder, right? So the drums got really loud, then the guitars got really loud. Now the vocals are really loud. Now the bass has got to get louder, and now the drums have to be louder than everything else because everything else is so loud. And it's almost like this like weird catch-22, or a vicious cycle in a way. The drums, I feel like, are loud and fake now because everything else is loud and fake. It's not just one vocal take. It's like 8 vocal takes stacked on top of each other and then hyper compressed. And then you got, auxiliary channels. The next thing you know, there's 16 vocalists all doing the same thing. And that creates and takes up a lot of sonic space. And so the only way you can compete with that is with artificial drums, because natural drums just they get washed out. They don't compete with anything else.
Do you realize the subtle genius of what Bobby just did?
What's that?
He's now interviewing us.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I was wondering if you're going to call me out on that.
The
That's funny.
interviewers have become the interviewed. I would like to speak on it, though. I appreciate you asking the question because the modern production, I agree with Kyle completely. It's a natural product of just the sort of the volume wars, but I think it has its place, does it feel inorganic? Sometimes maybe it does, but I think there's a necessity to it. I like the fucking Deicide Legion record from 1992 where the guitars sound like chainsaws and, Steve Asheim on drums. It sounds like he's playing spackle buckets. You know what I mean? Like, I like that, but I cannot lie to myself and say that still feels like a modern sound. They're like, we pride ourselves on being able to keep pace, or in a lot of instances, at least by our estimation, get ahead of certain stuff. And so I like the idea of natural drums, but I agree with Kyle. They just don't really behave kind of the way that you want them to behave when you're competing with the volume level of everything else.
Yeah.
Take a band like Infant Annihilator, for example, right? Let's say there were no triggers and no samples used on that drum kit. You wouldn't know what the fuck is going on.
That's a good point.
Especially when you're getting into gravity blasting.
Oh, yeah, dude.
You like gravity blasts almost require there be sampling.
Yeah.
And actually, that's an interesting segue into the trigger thing with kick drums, the much contested trigger subject. And hot take, I am over people talking about triggers like it's cheating. Metal, right? Metal didn't always exist. Now metal exists. And 99.9% of metal music, the drummer is playing a double bass pedal. Nobody balks at that. Nobody says, man, all these dudes are fucking double bass pedals and stuff. Like, no, it's just it's a given. We need, I think, to start thinking of kick drum triggering, or in certain instances, depending on the band and depending on the drum, again, Infant Annihilator, just triggering the drums in the first place as a new part of the kit. Yeah. I just spit so much when I did that. But yeah, think of it like a part of the drum set. A lot of really, really fast metal drummers, you guys know, are actually doing double strokes on the kick drum. The reason why I say what I'm saying is because you mentioned how if you take all that stuff off of there, you wouldn't know what the fuck was going on. Acoustically, it's through no fault of anyone's own. You have these remarkable players that can fucking like hold out like 260 on the kick drum, and they're just like, did I leave the gas on? While their feet are going absolutely fucking nuts. They learned to do it. It's not their fault that the doubles on the kick drum aren't as acoustically powerful as, without the triggers, Get over it, y'all.
It's also a matter of speed. Like you were joking about like 260 BPM. When people are like, moving that fast, you're not going to hear all the articulation.
Yeah.
You have to, you've got to be able to exaggerate that stuff, and samples, sampling and stuff like
100%.
that is exactly what
Triggers are the way to do it. You have to do it. Yeah, like what you're right. What would Lorna Shore sound like? Famously, John Longstreth from Origin. You know what I mean? Very fast as fuck. But he's a doubles guy on his kicks, dude. A lot of those Origins. I mean, not even a joke. Like literally, like you're well above 200 BPM, and you're just like coasting. You know what I mean? And it just isn't going to work if you don't include that triggered sound. It's just a part of the sound now, I think.
Yeah, that's a good question. That clearly got us going for a little bit.
Yeah. Can you tell we have feelings about it, guys? Yes.
Yeah, well, it's also the backing tracks are cheating conversation too, right? Because we're both backing track people.
Oh,
right?
yeah, it's true. We got the tracks for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of bands do at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's become very normal. I
Sure.
think.
Yeah. I don't know how it's necessary. I mean, I don't know how it's cheating if like you already performed all of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
This is just like we don't have a bass player, so fucking
Yeah, it's some bands literally are just guitar and drums, and that's baked into the way that they do their thing. But yeah, our recordings have bass tracks. They have synth tracks on it, and mercifully, in our experience as Pathos and Logos, since we started really steering into the live click and the triggers, the backing track thing, no one has reproached us. No one has ever like, you guys use backing tracks? Boo. I think in a lot of cases, people they don't even necessarily fully realize. We get a lot of comments that are in the category of, oh, you guys sound really big for a two-man band. I don't even think people are consciously registering that there's tracks happening. So
I think that's a little bit of the point.
as I say that on the show into a microphone that will exist on the internet in perpetuity. Oh, yeah, our backing tracks.
That's funny.
But I had a show at Lost Lake. This is back when Takipnik was just the drums and guitar two-piece. And I was talking to a girl after the show, and I said something about something goofed up with my guitar or something. Sure. I can't remember what it was. And she goes, well, you just use backing tracks anyway, right? And I'm like, do you not think I'm playing guitar? Right. I would be a great faker.
Right.
I'm just miming it.
Yeah. It's not like we're Timberlake on his most recent tour where he's not even like singing half of the songs, and it's just literally a backing track going.
I didn't realize that.
Motley Crue.
Vince Neil, like he's not even attempting. Nikki Sixx.
I think they call him Vince Meal.
Vince Meal.
I saw it on a meme. I had to say
That's great. But I in those instances, yeah, man, you're cheating. That's cheating, dude. For sure.
Yeah.
Like
if you're relying on the backing track to perform something that you are plainly being expected to perform live,
that's cheating for sure. But if there's two or three guys in the band, and if there's a choir part in the song, right. Do you have to take a whole choir out on the road with you? Right. That's fucking stupid. Yeah, man. Come on. Yeah, it's either that or not have that element of the song when you play live. So what is it? I would rather the songs sound full and whole as you wanted them to be presented when you are playing them for a group of people.
That's right.
And I've also thought too, like I have synth pads and stuff at times. Other times, none of it.
Yeah.
You're gonna have like some dude playing once in a while. And sometimes just doing this
for
4 bars.
Fucking nailed it, dude.
Yeah.
Got there, dude. I was waiting for it, dude. Bar 76, dude.
Bink. Yep. It's got the one like a triangle hit.
That's right.
And then you sit
he's
down.
going to be so bored, he's going to miss it because he was reading his phone.
I missed my glockenspiel part. No.
You're out of the band, man.
Good use of glockenspiel.
Get out of my sight.
Paul, I do think it is almost about that time. Do we have fan questions from Mr. Bobby today?
Oh, you know what? Actually, so we do have a lot of fan questions. There was a lot of anticipation around Bobby's arrival today. We do have fan questions, but you know what? There's a more pressing issue. We will happily, anybody with comments or questions about Bobby, let us know in the comments. So there's this Wikipedia page. Okay. And I'm just gonna cue this thing up here. Now, obviously, we all have a certain amount of information about us on the internet, but there's this Wikipedia page about you, buddy, and there is some stuff on here that is I'm gonna call it questionable.
And it's because not everybody gets to edit their own Wikipedia page.
That's exactly
Not
right.
everybody is even aware that they have a Wikipedia page of themselves out there. So we just like to bring it to people's attention that there may be some questionable stuff about
that
you on the Wikipedia
but you might
page.
want to confirm or deny certain of these things. Okay, so this Wikipedia page that we have here about Mr. Bobby. Bobby, is it true or not true? Can you confirm or deny that you secretly have bat wings?
I can't speak on that.
Kyle knows what's up. He's looking back there, dude.
I will not divulge your secrets.
That's right.
But something is poking me.
My bad.
Wonder if it's secret bat wings. Okay. Okay, so the Wikipedia page here says that you own 700 guitars. Is it 700 guitars?
It's a little less than that.
Okay.
But just a little.
Only by a little. So you might be 698 in these streets.
Yeah, well, I mean, you say like, a catfish will grow to the size of his tank, It's confined by my house, so.
Okay.
That's a good way to. I'm going to say that to my wife. That's great. I'm going to use that on her. There's so much space.
There's so much. Why not create an art piece made out of guitars? So there's some other stuff on here that looks plausible. But the one that I'm seeing here that I just wanted to double check, it says that under the right circumstances and with sufficient concentration, that you have the ability to focus your chi and pass through solid objects like a ghost. Confirm or deny?
Confirmed.
Very
Do
cool.
it, dude.
Very cool.
Do it, dude.
Explains a
3
lot.
projects, recording in Norway, moves through walls like a ghost. Bobby Malone, everybody. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Sick.
Okay, we got one more. This Wikipedia page says that you are personal friends with Godzilla. Confirm or deny?
We were, but he unfollowed me on Facebook, so I don't think it's going so well.
Shots fucking fired, dude.
What is up?
I don't know if it was something I said.
Right.
It's very confusing.
Well, I hope for a speedy resolution for you because, you would think being a gigantic radioactive fire lizard, maybe you wouldn't be so fucking sensitive, Godzilla. So, I don't know.
We'll do what we can. We'll reach out. We'll see if we can get Godzilla on a DM or something like that and just see what's up.
We'll send an email on your behalf, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like it was something I said or maybe it was something I didn't say. So
Well, there's a lot of tension these days. Everybody's on edge.
Yeah.
Maybe the guy just needs to cool off, and by that I mean literally cool off in the depths of the ocean because his heart is a nuclear reactor. Bobby, thank you so much for being on the show today. It's been a pleasure. The audience loved it. Thank you for being here like halfway secretly, Jess from Orna, O-R-N-A. I can't pronounce things. I wanted to make sure that I said the name of the band right. No, it doesn't work. Jess, we love you, man. Bobby, thank you again.
Yes. Thank you for coming out.
thanks for having me.
This
was
was
great.
awesome.
Love you guys.
We love you.
We love you.
No, you hang up. No, you hang up.
Now you kiss. Now you
Now
kiss.
kiss. Guys, thank you very much. Kyle, we say something at the end of
We do. We say glory to the order, run to on the border, listen to vision of disorder.
That's exactly correct. Guys, thank you. We'll catch you at the next one.